So task 4 is all about conflict management, and we'll be looking at the conflict management skills and the processes. So you've got task 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 and 4.4. Make sure, once again, that you check out the observation form so you know what you're being marked on for the video tasks, and that will give you a good indication of what needs to be covered. So identifying the issues is task 1, and you'll need to access and review the conflict management process that you developed back in 1.2, and we're going to put that into place. So implement the process for identifying the existence of conflict for each team member. So use the method identified in the process to identify the existence of conflict and gather information about the conflict from the people that have been identified. And you've got your video recording option there, and if you would like to upload separately, you can do that below. So you must ensure that at least one evidence for each time you implement the process developed for each team member's conflict. Evidence must contain the types of information about the conflict that you've identified. So it could be meeting minutes, and there is the meeting minutes template here, so that might be a good one to use, or you could have some notes on the interview, and there's video recording is an option as well. Step 4 is submit the following. You need at least 2 types of evidence for implementing the process. So that could include the meeting minutes, interview notes, video recording. So the maximum number of each submission must be corresponded to the number of meetings that you've conducted, based on the process that you developed in 1.2. But you need to submit at least 2 evidence. So you've got meeting minutes here, if you would like, and this is where you upload the files. Task 4.2 is observation form here. Please have a look at that before you do the video. So you need to look at the consultation process and the conflict management process. So go back to those processes you developed in task 1. Now, during each meeting, you'll implement the process for employee contribution and discuss the information gathered, a summary of each party's point of view and the cause of the conflict. You're going to look at the compromises and things that each party needs to avoid in the future. And the process, you're going to implement the process for facilitating employees' contribution from your consultation process, and you're going to be looking at the process for resolving conflicts. So make sure you have those ready, so you'll be putting them into practice. So identify one action item to be implemented to resolve the conflict, and it must be based on what each team member and the involved employee agree on. And your video options to either record live there or to upload a video file is below. Okay, so step 3, record your discussion with each team member in the meeting minutes, and you can upload the files here. And then you're going to access the conflict management action plan, and you're going to complete the sections of the conflict management action plan based on what you recorded in those meeting minutes. So you don't need to write anything for this one in the date implemented, the actual result, or the assessor's signature. So the next one is 4.3. We have another observation form, so check that out so you can see what you need to be doing and covering in this video submission. So you'll be going to review the conflict management action plan that you did in 4.2, so just recently, and you're going to review that and implement each action item you identified in there. So there's a video recording of your meeting, and again, you can either record live or you can upload a file from a video that you've recorded. And the conflict management action plan, so then we're going to be reviewing that and put the date implemented and the result in and uploading that completed file. So this one here is the conflict management monitoring sheet. So this part is written and you need to complete all the steps here. So the action item will be here. The date observed, the result, the signature will be from the assessor. And so there's two action items, the action item and the date observed, and the result will be here. So that will be completed. So task 4.4, you're looking at the feedback to your team members. So this is where you're going to give them some feedback, and you're going to use the process for feedback from the task the process in task 1. You're going to implement the process that you actually created and ensure that you follow the method of communication and discuss the information that's outlined. You're going to submit at least 2 pieces of evidence communicating the feedback to each of your team members, and that will be potentially meeting minutes or, copy of the correspondence with each team member, just as examples. And you can upload those files here. So you'll need at least 2. So meeting minutes and email correspondence is probably going to be the easiest, most straightforward, and how you would potentially do that in a real workplace situation. And then we have the declaration, and you can complete your assessment.